What is up, YouTube? JankyYGO here. My name is Michael, and today we're going over me playing my bare boned Darklord deck against a pure Drytron deck. There is no Ben 10s in my opponent's deck. There is no the only monsters in my opponent's deck are Drytrons outside of the hand traps. And if you're wondering why I discarded the trap card instead of Suburbia to summon two monsters, I actually wanted the trap card in the graveyard. Same thing with what I'm doing here. I'm gonna do this to discard enchantment, to have the trap card in the graveyard so that I have more disruption. And the Suburbia discard into what I did plays around Ash Blossom a little bit better than discarding Suburbia instead of uh, so yeah, it's better to discard this card over Suburbia if you are trying to play around Max. But anyway, our opponent's gonna try to attack, and we're gonna pay 1,000, and we're gonna take it. So we save our monster. As what we're doing at this moment, we're literally just gonna try and sit on try and protect our monster as good as we can until game, because we don't really have anything at this moment. But we draw Max C, and I'm like, good. Max C is pretty good against Drytron, and so they're gonna send or attempt to send our Ixchel to the graveyard, and we are going to pay 1,000 to negate it, and then gain 4,000 life points, putting us up to a whopping 10,000. And if you're wondering, because this card says it can't be targeted by monster effects, and Ixchel's effect becomes the effect of the trap card, none of my trap cards target. So yeah, and we're gonna max C Gamma, Drytron. We're gonna try to attack. We're gonna discard our one of Darklord Morningstar. Uh, our opponent is gonna start special summoning more. And our goal at this moment is pretty much objective survival. Hopefully we draw a Darklord. That's kind of what we're at. We're hoping to draw ways to play out of stuff. So I popped this card because I read the ritual spell and noticed that the monster has to lose 3,000 attack to get it back. So now my opponent's on two cards. One of them I think being Chaos Max. Discarded Chaos Max. Chaos Max still. But so yeah, our opponent is on like bare bones resources, or it appears to be bare bones resources. And but they top deck Cyber Emergency, and now they have a Drytron in their hand, so they contribute and summon the other Drytrons and start their advantage. And even if this deck isn't the optimal build of Drytron, it is pretty impressive see how much recovery this deck has. So it's kind of understandable when I look at the deck this way, like why they're a meta deck, or they were. They're gonna go for their XCs, and then this is where I Nibiru them because I didn't want the XCs staying on the field, and I have a way to get back my Darklord anyway. So yeah, we summon the 4,500 monster. They're gonna summon this, kind of ritual summon, or eventually. And now they're gonna ritual summon for Chaos Max. And now I'm out here sweating because I have to out the Chaos Max. My goal right now is I'm like, all right, I need to draw one of my outs to Chaos Max because this deck has a lot of them. It's just that whether you draw them or not. So I draw for turn. I drew Suburbia, and I went, okay, let's summon Ixchel. It gets bottomless, but we use this, and this is what allows us to actually get out of this situation. Because now we can summon this back, and then we can link off into our condemned Darklord, which allows us to discard the Suburbia, and then we get to add any of our Darklord cards, and we added Nurgle. Nurgle, it's not important that it's Nurgle specifically, as long as it's one that can pay 1,000, shuffle something in back, so that we can get our Suburban. Now, Suburbia misses timing here, so I can't get the effect to summon. But this allows us to get Oral Sword Dragon out, which is one of our many outs to Chaos Max. So, cool. Uh, our opponent, our opponent's turn. They draw. They got nothing. And when I saw that, I was like, yes, all right. Now, if I can draw a way to play, I can just win the game here. Fortunately, I drew another another copy of this card, which protects the Dark Lords from battle or card effect. Discarding. Our opponent is now going to summon some more Drytron stuff back, get some recovery. Add back to hand. Activate that card, tribute 1,000, and now they can summon their big boss monster again that can't be targeted. After they draw a card, of course. Yep, they summon their monster that can't be targeted, and send my Boral Sword to the graveyard. Now we draw, we drew trade in, and so we just try to attack over it with Boral. And what they do is they decide to send it to the graveyard. But it is what it is. So now we just Lightning Storm their ritual monster, and we're doing this because we want them as little resources as possible, as I said. And they just end turn. They didn't draw anything good, so I draw, and I'm hoping for a level 8. I drew a lure, and I go good. All right, that's fine. That's a redraw. We allure, and we get our level 8, so we can trade in, and we're hoping to hit a good card. So we drew our Darklord Contact. So we play Contact, we summon Suburbia in defense mode. We summon Ixchel, and then it gets the Miscus. But in response, we're going to activate Ixchel's effect to summon Nurgle, so that we can have another pay 1,000 interact with our graveyard. And we're going to set our trap card. So, and our opponent activates Lightning Storm, destroys all spell and traps. I think they just thought it was like a Raigeki that you had to have no face-up cards for. So we move to attack mode, and then we finish off the game. I hope you enjoyed this replay and video as much as I enjoyed not only making it for you, but playing this game. If it is your birthday today, happy birthday. And if you want to send me any cool deck profiles, you can screenshot it and send it to JankyYGO at gmail.com. It's in the description. And of course, and as always, have a wonderful day.